Hi, everybody. My name is Dr. Brittany Ellers. I am a holistic pelvic physical therapist, and I am also a woman's embodiment guide. I love using the body to inform the way that we work. And one of the things that I've found so valuable over the course of the past 8 years, especially in my business, is utilizing my menstrual cycle to actually help me move work out into the world. And whether that's, running an actual business or applying it to how I run my household, even just, a project or a certain vision that I have that I want to create, I want to share this information with you to see if you can maybe take some pieces and apply it to your life. Because as we all know, women are cyclical beings. And whether you are menstruating or not menstruating, because you are on hormonal birth control, or you don't have a period anymore because you are pregnant, or you are irregular, I actually think that utilizing some of these tactics and strategies can help you regulate and feel connected to that cyclical nature that is just so inherent in you as a woman in general. You can use this even beyond into postmenopause, uh, and just use the lunar cycle as a way to connect. So, I'm going to share with you a few things, maybe even some actual executions that you can utilize in your life and see if it makes a difference even on the way that you feel alive, not burnt out by something that you feel very passionate about, and see if you feel overall more balanced. I think actually also doing it this way could potentially help regulate your nervous system and then your hormones. So, let's talk about the four phases really quickly. You are going to learn about those and potential things that you can try throughout those four phases. It will help you feel way more attuned to this potential change if you're not already familiar with these internal changes. So let's go over them really quickly. I like to think of the follicular phase as the beginning of your cycle, even though sometimes your menstrual cycle or the menstrual phase is actually considered day one. It's a lot easier to track. I understand that, but just go with me here. So if follicular phase is the beginning because if you think of your hair follicle, that's where things start, right? This is your inner spring, and it is around 7 days, let's just say. This is the perfect time to think of new beginnings, brainstorm, start doing some prep work. You are so creative in this phase. You are solution oriented. You have a lot of curiosity, so I would encourage you to dream really big during this phase. This is as soon as your period is over. Be curious, chart or schedule out this potential idea that you have. Utilize your calendar and just let yourself vision for the future and what that could look like, whether that's for a month long or even a week long or into the whole entire year if you're doing any kind of annual planning. You can apply this to anything in your life again. So your business, your finances, your trips, any events that you want to put on the schedule. So think about it like that. Once you move out of follicular phase, you are into your ovulation phase. And ovulation is your inner summer. This also coincides with a full moon energy, right? There's a lot of energy moving. Maybe you actually recognize this as a time where you are primed for your communication. It just gets a lot smoother, gets a lot better. This is because your brain on either side, both hemispheres, are firing through this corpus callosum, so you just feel alive and so connected. So you can utilize this to your advantage because your communication is fire and you're also primed for collaboration. People are more attracted to you during this phase, potentially. It's actually been clinically shown and studied that your face is more attractive. And this is a good thing. We can use this to our advantage, right? So here I'd encourage you to get out there, socialize, take the ideas that you were thinking about in follicular phase and talk it through with people that you trust. Maybe you are seeking some kind of connection and collaboration. You can go on work dates, lunches with friends, have some really important conversations. Any hard conversations are actually also really good to have during this time because, again, people are more open to you. You could even ask for a raise and get it. Um, Here, I would also just ask for support. If you have anything that you want to put out face forward, doing a lot of your marketing during this phase, maybe you are scheduling photo shoots or podcasts, you're writing your content, writing anything, letters, all of that, emails. So great to do during your ovulation phase. And that is around 3 to 5 days, give or take. So again, this phase is marked, right, in your cycle. You do have some physical changes that go along with that, but these are the ways to maybe use them in your day to day life. After you're done ovulating, you head into luteal phase. And I personally like, ovulation has a very great rep to it. Luteal phase, maybe not so much. It's gotten a lot of stigma because of PMS. It is the longest phase that you have, though, and this is for a reason. So maybe in the first half of this phase, you actually do have the same amount of energy going as you did in ovulation. And then it kind of peters out because your hormones start to dip. And this phase can be anywhere between 10 to 14 days long, maybe even longer if you have a longer overall cycle. This is the time to get shit done, get stuff done. So you're going to organize, you're going to accomplish. It's going to feel so good actually to think about these to-do lists and start to check things off. You can also look at this as the phase that's it's very yin. It's starting to get more yin. So nurturing energy, tending to, this is where you're paying attention to the nitty-gritty. So maybe you start with organizing your space, whether that's your office, your desk, the drawers, your closet, your inbox, your calendar. Make sure you're accomplishing these little things, little tasks, and celebrating those as well when you do get those done. This could also be a time to just attend to the home, your finances, anything admin, wrapping things up, maybe even doing deeper work during this time. Because as you'll note, right, ovulation phase is very outward potentially. And then as we get into luteal phase, you do start to feel a little inward. So utilize that and spend some time kind of coming into yourself, coming into your space. It is a fall phase. So, yeah, you are harvesting maybe even some of the good things that happened during follicular and ovulation. You're reaping the benefits and you're feeling into those. So, enjoy them as well. Then, after this fall, we get into the menstrual phase, which is more of your inner winter. And this is very yin. So, slowing down, reflecting, feeling into a review maybe of how the past month went or how that project, launch, business event, or anything of that sort, how that went. And you can take that time also to realign. So I actually feel like the menstrual phase in and of itself is actually a really intuitive time. Really important to spend some time alone and being honest with how you actually feel, taking uh, a reflection and an evaluation of, again, how things went. Make sure you relax, take some time off. And in the looking back and reflecting, you're also again receiving, rewarding yourself, celebrating the fact that you did something and you accomplished something. I've used this time to journal and think about what actually worked and maybe what didn't work in the past month. You could also just reflect on what you would like to try differently for the next month. And I feel like this is actually a really sustainable way of going about your creativity and your creative life force energy that is embodied by your womb, right? So I've used this exact formula for the past 7 years, 8 years, and it's served me so well with the way I run my business. Haven't burnt out, knock on wood. Um, but yeah, if you are curious about giving this a try, I'd love to have you give it a go for the next month or two. Make tweaks, make it your own if, you wanna apply it just to one project and see. I'd love to hear your feedback. Let me know if there are any questions, if you have any comments about this, if you already maybe do this. Potentially, you do this so intuitively that you didn't have to consciously think about it, but it's just how it's done because it is the natural way of potentially doing something. So I'd love for you to, again, give it a try, give it a go if you are new to this idea of cycle syncing to your creativity, to applying this to your business. Um, and yeah, there's a link below if you want to learn more, work with me. Again, my name is Brittany. I'm so happy that you took a look at this workshop, and I hope it serves you in the future. I'll see you in the guided network.